Greetings everyone, here's Lodrik, and this is a Game War in the Pacific, Advanced Edition. This is my play by evil match against Xargun. He's a commander of the Allied Forces, and for me it is the Empire of Japan. Scenario 1 on game version 26B. The 23rd February 42. And last turn I arrive at Pago Pago. And I prepare also my next strike against Batavia. After Surabaya fall easy, but with 50% damage or more to the industry. Naja. I think I had already 2 or 3 bases, mostly in China, with nearly complete destroyed resources, and in Surabaya this was a heavy blow for me in the long run. Good. Some sub-activity at Perth. And because I'm running out of fuel and time, I now ask all of my heavy capital ships to bombard this dot base, because I know there are ships in port, but again I cannot hit them. Even if I had a recon and detection, my shells simply don't want to hit anything. I cannot do more. I think it's a problem with the game mechanic, but both players have to suffer with this. It was a try. Good, more dot bases. Still no ships in range, only detection for own ships. This was a misclick. I normally don't want to sweep this base, I want to sweep Batavia I think, but I don't know why. Some ground attacks, China. Nothing really special here. I try to pin down this retreating Mongolian Chinese army so that my Japanese Mongolian army can catch up and defeat them. They're already broken, but my pilots like to do something, not only stay at home. It's easily to see if a unit is in rough terrain or jungle, and it makes really no sense more to bomb. I mean, at least you cannot create casualties, only slow them down. And, these are the British. And they're skillfully avoiding to hit my troops. I mean, of course, I'm here in jungle, so it's very hard to hit me, but maybe they will slow me down. What I can see is, you can also, that the Blenheim 4 and 1, they have a different range. I think the payload is the same, but because the Blenheim 1 have shorter range, they are now in extended range. And Blenheim 4 have more range, so they can make normal full load of, I would guess, out of Calcutta. I can check this maybe later. But Blenheims are, I would similar say to the Japanese Ki 21. They are outdated medium bombers. They have payload, but they don't have speed, they don't have protection, armor or something like this. Always making pictures be up to date. How is the enemy moving his units around? Is there enemy aircraft coming? Is there a cap trap maybe? Uh, of course, the player can always move in Air Force and then immediately start a cap, but then often the pilots are tired. This you cannot avoid completely, but to make pictures from active enemy air bases is always good. So my aircraft don't want fly again. I simply give up now on Tahiti. Not so really successful operation, but it maybe scare Xargun for 1 or 2 weeks to send additional troops to Australia. It's the east side. Good. Bombardments. And yeah, now I attack because my Chinese unit arrived in this hex. So this hex is blocked. I think this is blocked. I come from this side, so maybe the Chinese can only go back to Fuzhou. This would be the best. They can even take the base if they want. Or they can maybe go to this hex. First I take the base. And they're retreating northwest, yeah. So, they're now in this mountain hex without a road. And I would simply guess that they don't have any attack power left. That's... they hit originally 300 attack value. From the 300, yeah, I only disabled 10. This others was maybe already disabled. Or they are dying directly. You can never make sure. I only know they had 300 attack value. I don't know how many I really kill, but I would guess they are less than before. And I catch also up with his Chinese retreating forces. This is also fine, but still 100 units nearly disabled or destroyed. Fighting units, so it's not a free kill for me. My tanks, yeah, this is hard fighting in the mountains. This 85th unit is now destroyed and will reform soon, but the street is open. And I have here my heavy artillery bombarding on the Chinese. Good. This is only pinned down. And now attack on Pago Pago. So there's a base force. So I would say the base force and the Marine Defense Platoon is originally from Pago Pago. So Xargun move in from Canton Island, this aviation support and this Marine units. And they're all destroyed now. So easy, there was no supplies in Pago Pago. Without supplies it's hard to fight. More or less easy victory. Xargun was maybe too scared to really try to reinforce after I took Suva. And this is now the allies attacking me. They're trying to break down through this C company of the division. But I mean, the attack value of the Chinese is not really increasing, and my defense value is bombastic. Good, but it's not really means that I now kill. So this factor is always sometimes the number. Important is what happened here at the end. So the Chinese losing equipment, but they're not defeated. My paratrooper guys taking the base, fine. Overall, the land war in China was successful. Java continue, Pago Pago fall without a real accident. But my carrier strike against Tahiti was not really so well with success. Good. Air losses, 1 Allied and 3 Japanese. All ops losses, all Army, Air Force equipment. So 2 pilots lost. Ship sunk last turn. I hear no sinking sound, I see no report, so I would guess all is fine for both sides. And this means that, yeah, the street is open. I can more or less now bring in supplies. This road is more or less blocked. There's still the Chinese unit, but there was no really issue with supplies in Xi'an, but now it's more easy. And I still must catch this guy. Once this is completely secured, then I would hope there's no big issue more for my operations direction of Lenshao. I'm not so sure if I maybe use my Chinese elite units for pressuring Sichuan and let the Mongolian army take Lenshao. This maybe take a month, but I have time. Here in the source, my units, my regiment was able to block this attack without any issue. There's only some very small equipment disabled. So I catch up soon, and yeah, 15 per day, 3 more days. Here the main Japanese, I don't know, but it's the 13th Army was able to defeat the Chinese Venture Army now completely. I think they are now already 4 times defeated. I think they are. There's nothing left, and I let them stay here. I wait that they come out. I must maybe guard these 2 bases, but the minimum I have, because if the Chinese have no attack power and no supplies, then they cannot even fight a garrison more. Good. In Burma, no activity, but there was an enemy airstrike. Long time no see more British air power over my own bases or units. So this Thai units gets maybe don't lost any direct hits, but switch to combat mode. So yeah. And I'm not sure if I can attack with my Navy Guard unit only. Maybe. I rail all my forces to this base yesterday. Now my paratroopers took this base, so means I can rail the rest. Now 1 more station and then unload. And then up to now, yeah, there's no recon information. Maybe this information are not true. I must make sure that here is nothing really. But I have to take normally these 2 bases. These are the strongholds. Maybe in these 2 bases also some equipment left. Dutch forces. We will see. 2 divisions arriving here. They was waiting for this that I take the base, so I can now unload without accident my 2 divisions. And these 2 divisions maybe will go first to Batavia, secure the capital of Java, and then taking the mountain. Here is everything fine. I have no supplies. Supplies are a little shortage. I take Dili. And then I prepare for Darwin. But this will need a little more time. And then, Pago, there is, I think, nothing here on Pago. I take the base. Light damage, but that is all easily to repair. Once this is done, I will ship now everything back to Suva, let the units rest and repair, and then I will prepare for the next operation. I have only 5 weeks left, so time is short. But I have a task force here securing the southern part. Good, and Tahiti is now over. I have to return out of fuel, and I bombarded this base with everything what I had. I know there are ships, but it was impossible to create any damage, and my carriers on 1 strike. I'm not sure why. This is Mayoi. I think I had here Yeah, I gave them the order to make a port attack if possible, but if the weather is in the afternoon not good, because this is always the afternoon strike, it's more, I think, it's in the morning check for enemy navy unit. If you find a navy unit, attack them. If you don't find a navy unit, then in the afternoon make a port attack. Or I think it's still possible if you find in the afternoon a navy target, you will still attack, but the port attack cannot be in the morning. And if the weather changed from good in the morning, bad in the evening or afternoon, then you cannot make a port attack. So if you really want to make a port attack, for sure you make a port attack direct. But yeah, whatever you do, and I throw so many bombs on this base, it's simply not working. And I don't know what is this PC. Maybe these are mini ships and it's all useless. I took the AO and I took out the Dixie. These are two big ships I saw for sure. And some other mini convoy gets destroyed here in the north. Now it's time to close this chapter. Good. Anything else? Not really. Not really. Maybe ships building program is still ongoing, so you can see that I try to get the Unio and Hiryu together because they are the same type of ships. They can work well together. And I boost all the carriers, but not Tayo and Ruyo. The fleet carriers are simply better. I'm waiting for my third escort carrier. They are always important. And of course, destroyers are always in need. And cruisers, I say, I can take them, but I don't believe they really have an impact. The only cruiser is really good is this one. And you have only one. This is, I think, a light cruiser makes sense to build. But it's a 10,000 ton cruiser, so this is really a heavy light cruiser, so the maximum tonnage you can get official. And you have only 2 triple towers, but these are the better 6.1 inch turret. And you can see already the penetration 230 in 30,000 yards compared to the older style. This is 5.9 inch. Only half penetration, much shorter range. So this 6.1 inch or 15.5 is really much more powerful against surface targets. Anyway, but you cannot change it. You can only get one cruiser, so I don't really push for too much for them. And I always hold the construction of submarines if possible. Makes sense. They're simply too expensive and not really so useful. Especially if once you're in 43, the Allies have so good equipment for anti-submarine hunting, it's really over. And industry, everything looks fine, I would say. Engine factories are increasing. The pool is coming up 300, 300, 300, even nearly 400. So one more month, I would say around 15th of March, I have maybe the bonus for maybe for 34 and 35 both. Aircraft production is not really any change. I don't touch here a long time. I don't really increase any output because make no sense. All of those airframes are not super important. At least so long I don't have high losses, I can build the minimum amount of aircraft I need, but not more. And R&D is coming better and better. Soon I will start to switch. I have already some of A6 M5, but only 2 factories here. And Helens are also 2 factories already. But more or less every day I get now 1 R&D factory ready to switch. You can also change it like this. Then you can see that I have 2 done here. This one I must change. So this is just done today. So I change it to 5. Then I have 3 zeros, 2 heads ready. And more or less I would guess I get at least 1 factory, sometimes 2 factories per day ready for R&D. And this will be for the next 1 or 2 weeks. Good, then see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.